So hi and welcome back to my channel. So Health Education England has finally confirmed that 200 people will be starting this year studying medicine in the UK without going through to university, which means that they are going to be funding 200 candidates. These are the first 200 people ever in the history of the UK to study medicine without necessarily going through to university. So if you're somebody who has a passion for becoming a medical doctor and you're keen on doing so in the UK, then this is 100% for you. Or you may just know somebody who is keen on this pathway. Please 100% share this with them. So if you're new to my channel, you're welcome here. It's such a pleasure to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, then I really do appreciate the time you take to watch these videos. And I hope, most importantly, that you're implementing this information, because look, I don't want this to be about providing information, wasting my time and wasting your time. I want this to be about implementation, which means you hear this now, you leave from watching this video, and look, you do further research, you make those contacts, you make phone calls, or if you've got any questions, you leave them in the comment section below. Or you can message me, you get in contact with me and say, Melvis, look, I'm keen on being a doctor. Where do we get started? I'm all in. That's what I expect from you after watching these videos. Not just be like, oh yeah, how nice would it be to be a doctor? And then you do nothing. What is the point? Zero. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, look, I want you to hit subscribe right now. Turn on that notification button, because you want to be the first person to be notified when I drop a new video on here. But before I get started, let me tell you something. At the end of this month, I'm going to be doing a live session, which is going to be on Zoom. This live session, if you've clicked on this video, then yes, it is for you. No questions asked. I want you to check the comment section below. I've dropped a link. If you want to join that live session, which, like I've said, if you're watching this video right now, then that session is for you, because it's going to be about career progression in the UK. Why should you be interested in career progression in the UK? Whether you're already in the UK now or you're still out of UK planning to come here, you 100% want to attend that session. So check the comment section below. You're going to see a link to my newsletter. All you need to do is drop your name and your email, and immediately you do that, you're going to get a link sent to your inbox. So when you do that, check your email, because you're going to get a direct link to that Zoom session. And like I say, it's going to be on Zoom because I want it to be highly interactive. I don't want it to be like a one-way kind of conversation like I'm doing right now on YouTube, which is why I'm not doing it on here. You will not have that session here. So you need to join in order to attend. Career progression, why should you be bothered? Why should you be interested? And look, if you haven't subscribed, again, you want to hit subscribe now. That's why I'm just giving you a few seconds. Well done for doing that. And then turn on the notification button as well. Very good for doing that. And now let's get started. So I've done a previous video about this, when this pathway was initially announced, saying that you can study in the UK, become a medical doctor without the traditional pathway of going through to university. The best thing about this pathway is that it is fully funded, which means you're going to be paid in order to study and become a doctor. So I'm going to tell you, who is this for? What do you stand to gain? What are you going to be getting? Apart from the fact that at the end of it, you're going to become a doctor, and how long is it for? Because you may be thinking, Melvis, this seems like a great idea, but how long is it going to be for? And again, when it comes to age, the whole reason why Health Education England has introduced this pathway is because they're saying that they want more diversity within the medical workforce in the UK. Because I'm going to tell you that you're going to see doctors from ethnic minority backgrounds in the UK, but very few of them have trained in this beautiful country. Most of those doctors trained overseas and then moved to the UK, over time. But what Health Education England is trying to do now is to actually get homegrown talent that also comes with that diversity. Because I can tell you that having the possibility to train, in the UK to become a doctor, it is an amazing thing. So if it's something that you're passionate about, you've always wanted, then you should do this. And by the way, before I actually forget, in case you're wondering who I am and it's your first time here, my name is Melvis. I currently work as an advanced nurse practitioner, here in the UK. So I'm a nurse myself, I work as an advanced nurse practitioner. So I have a private coaching program where I support with career progression in the UK. And I'm thinking nurses, carers, student nurses, people that want to get into nursing and they're thinking, oh my gosh, should I really do nursing? Is it a good time for me? Is it a bad time? Can I do it? Can I not? Is it worth it? Is it not? Look, you need to get in contact with me today, immediately, to make sure that we start putting arrangements for you to get started, because 2023, this year, is the year for implementation. That's what I'm calling it. It is not the year for you to procrastinate, do nothing, and let your dreams die, let your goals die. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be part of that journey to help you not achieve your goals. No. And that's why if you're watching my videos, look, you better be a high achiever, because that's the point. I'm only doing these videos for people who want to implement, people want to take a step further, people who have a dream, they have a goal, and they are willing, ready, and able to pursue it. Not people who are going to sit back and say, oh no, I can't do this. I haven't got this. I haven't got. No excuses. So I have a private coaching program where I support with career progression. If you're a carer and you're thinking, oh my God, I really do want to get into medicine, this is so for me. Or you're a nurse and you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is 100% for me. Then again, if you need that support, that individualized support, that personalized support, that tailored advice to your own specific and personal circumstances, then look, 100% my private coaching program is for you. What happens when you join? When you join, if you just check, the about section here on YouTube, you see a link to join my private coaching program, and yes, it is well worth it. So what happens when you join? You may be thinking, what is that about, and how does it even work? So let me tell you. So when you join the program, the first thing I do is, so obviously it's all purpose built, on my website. So there's a virtual program that is all built. So it's a coaching program all built online. So when you join, obviously I'm going to get your details. And then the first thing I do is reach out to you, congratulate you, welcome you into the program for taking action, for being an action taker. That is beautiful. That's the first step to your success. Once I do that, I'm going to reach out to you and say, when do you want us to meet up for a one-to-one session? It needs to be convenient for you, obviously. You and I are going to meet up for a one-to-one session. It doesn't matter how long the session is for, but the main thing is that we get to know each other. What are you up to? Who are you? What are you trying to achieve? What's your goal? And we talk about all of that, just two of us. And then we get a plan so that we can get started. Also, we have weekly live sessions. So these sessions are every week, once a week. We have a live session where you can just come in and we talk about everything. What have you worked on this week? What has gone very well? What hasn't gone too well? What resources do you need to move to the next step? What do you need to move forward? And congratulations for everything that you've done brilliantly this far. So that's what we do. You also get the opportunity to get advice from other members of the program who are maybe not yet where you are, they're already where you are, or they're already ahead, of where you are, but it's just that, community, that supportive community. There's interview preparation, there's different pathways, CV reviews. You need a CV makeover, you know what I mean? Because right now in the UK, if you want to progress in your career, you need to know what those positions are all about. You need to understand, what that leadership structure is. Otherwise, it can be incredibly challenging. If you're watching this, I want you to tell me, what has your experience been? Have you been thinking about career progression in the UK? Have you not? What has it been for you? Leave it in the comment section below and just share that experience. Let's see what you're going through. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you don't want to be a stranger on here. Please, we don't want strangers. Join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Good. And then turn on the notification button as well, because you want to be the first to be notified. So like we're saying about the apprenticeship, this particular apprenticeship, Health Education England is giving £50,000 to each organization for each candidate per year. In addition to that, they are paying for the tuition fees. So the candidate don't have to pay any tuition fees, and you're going to be paid, in fact, every month to do this. And then also, every other thing that medical students would normally need to have, Health Education England is also going to sponsor and provide for this. So the whole idea is, whether you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s even, it is not late to become a doctor if this has been your dream. And so it's going to start, obviously the actual course is starting in September this year. So look, this is the perfect time for you to make sure that you're applying. So with that apprenticeship, obviously you want to make sure that NHS Jobs is going to be the best place for you to check the apprenticeship. You need to make sure that your application is perfectly tailored to the requirements that they want for the apprenticeship. If you've got any healthcare experience, the truth about the matter is, I can see that being a huge advantage. I can see that being a massive advantage. Whether you're a cleaner, you're a carer, you're a pharmacist, you're a nurse, and you want to transition to become a doctor, I can see this being a huge advantage. But obviously, if you're not in healthcare, you're still able to get in. It is not that it's for healthcare professionals to progress into medicine. That's not the case. But obviously, as a healthcare professional, having that extra knowledge, obviously is going to be a bigger advantage, 100%. So if you're a nurse, for example, like myself, you need to assess, is it worth you getting into medicine? Is that something you've always wanted? You need to think about all those different things depending on your personal circumstances. Again, like I was saying, you need to be able to make that decision. And how long is it for? You may be thinking, Melvis, you've been going on about all of these. Please just get to the point. How long is this apprenticeship going to be for? Yes, 5 years. It's going to be for 5 years. So if you're getting into it, make sure that the next 5 years of your life are going to be reserved for this apprenticeship. But it doesn't mean that you can't have kids, you can't get married, you can't live your normal life, you need to be struggling financially. No, because you're going to be paid to do that. So that's the advantage that this has. And that's why they're trying to get that diversity so that people that would not be able to traditionally get into medicine through the normal pathway, through the university and all of that, are still able to achieve their dream, to get to their goal of becoming a medical doctor in the UK. That is a very prestigious profession. That is an amazing career. As somebody who works daily, with doctors, amazing humans, it is something that is such a privilege, is such pride, to be a medical doctor. Like with any profession anywhere, but you know what I mean. When you're a doctor, it's not the same thing. So if it's been your dream, this is the opportunity. Make sure you're checking, obviously, online on NHS jobs. And if you're part of a private coaching program and you're keen on this pathway, then obviously we're going to be working towards getting you to achieve that, making sure that your CV is on sleek, making sure that your application is perfect, it goes in on time. You need to constantly be checking the vacancies, because look, the truth is, when they advertise these opportunities, they're not there for a long time. They're not there for a long time, which means that if you forget about it, if you watch this video like I was saying and you completely forget about it and do absolutely nothing, you're going to miss out on the opportunity. And I don't want it, because this year is all about implementation. So what I want you to do is, when you drop your name and email below, if I see obviously any interesting vacancy or any apprenticeship, advert anywhere, I can share it with you. I can send it directly to your inbox and say, hi, look, here and XYZ are currently recruiting for, I don't know, 20 apprentices to study medicine. Are you interested? And then it's going to be up to you to have a look at it and say, oh my God, Melvis, how did you know this is perfectly for me? And you can put your application in, because that's the whole point of me doing these videos. And that is an advantage, obviously, of you being on my newsletter rather than just subscribing to my YouTube channel, watching the videos here. Because on YouTube, you're relying on the YouTube algorithm to be able to see videos that are hopefully relevant to you. If you found this video through the algorithm, you know what I mean. What if you had not found the video? And that's why my newsletter is so incredibly powerful. I have thousands and thousands of professionals, of people on this newsletter, where I send different information depending on your circumstances and how much information you're able to provide. So again, this is a pathway that is not to be missed. If you've had a dream of becoming a medical doctor, then please, by all means, do keep an eye and make sure that you apply, because they are actually starting the course in September, which means recruitment, you got to be checking now, because it's going to be ongoing between now and September, when the candidates, when the chosen candidates, when the fortunate candidates are going to be starting. And look, 200 people, that's how many people they need. That is a high amount, which means if you're interested, you 100% want to make sure that you're ready right now for it. If you're part of my private coaching program and you're keen on this, then obviously I can also help you to find those apprenticeship opportunities, depending on where you're living, how flexible are you, with moving and things like that. So again, if you haven't joined the program, you want to have a look at it and consider joining that private coaching program, because you get that individualized support, that tailored support, and just being able to have the advice that you need. Like, how difficult is it to get advice that is specific to you? Like, if you're just watching YouTube video after YouTube video, these videos are very generic. Like, I've done this video, I've told you the information, but I don't know what your personal circumstances are. You may be sat there thinking, Melvis, would it be suitable for me? Melvis, what about this? What about that? I don't know any of that. But if you are part of my private coaching program, then that is the opportunity where we take things 5 steps further and say, here you are. What do you need? What do we do to get you started? And that is something that is missing from the whole social media shenanigans and the fact that there's a lot of information available, but implementation of that information is a huge challenge. Because if you watch video after video after video, it is difficult to implement. I understand that myself. So that's why I'm talking about all of this. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you want to hit subscribe right now, turn on that notification button, make sure you check the comment section below, leave any comments that you have, any questions that you have. Again, join that newsletter so you get the Zoom link to attend that session. And also just leave any comments in the comment section so that I'm going to join you there and just answer whatever questions come up. If you know anybody who's been dreaming, to become a doctor, please, you 100% want to share this video with them so that they're aware that there is this fantastic opportunity in the UK ongoing to become a doctor without going through uni and being paid for it as well. Why? Doctors graduate with huge amount of debts. Huge amount of debt. You'll be graduating zero debt. So thank you. Keep watching the videos. Bye for now.